If you like my content, please like and click on the subscribe button. Click on the drop down and select all to see regular updates.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to cover another interesting question. So this is asked in EY interview. So we have a table called student where you have three columns: name, score and attendance. So you have around 9 students and each of them has a score and attendance. So based on this data you need to categorize the students whether they are pass or fail. So if you see for Alice, he is failed, Bob is failed, even though Alice scored 98 he is failed, and Bob even he scored 85 he has passed. So there are some rules where we categorize the students whether they are passed or failed. So just based on seeing this input and output, try to understand what is the logic behind it. If you are not able to understand the logic, watch the video till the end, because I will clearly explain how to understand what is the logic behind this and how to solve this using SQL. So watch this video till then. If you are watching our videos for the first time, make sure you click on the subscribe button so that you get more videos. So now let's go back to SQL Server Studio and see how to solve this using SQL. So now we are going to see how to solve this. So you can find the DDL script and DML script in the description of this video. So what I have shown you earlier, this is the insert scripts and this is the input, and you can find this in the description. So if you want to practice it on your own, you can take it from the description. So the rules for this to retrieve the result column is, so there are 3 rules. So first thing is you need to divide the students based on marks into 2 halves. So that means there are 9 rows. So in 9 rows you have to partition this data set into 2 halves. That means the first 5 rows and the second 4 rows. So first 5 rows will be coming in the first half and the second 4 rows will be coming in the second half. So how do you keep a student in first half and second half? So that is based on the marks. So you sort the students based on the scores in descending order, and the students having the first 5 scores, they should be under the first half, and the students having the last 4 scores should be under the second half. Okay, and if the student is in first half and if the attendance is greater than 70, declare the student as passed, otherwise declare the student as failed. And if the student in second half and attendance greater than 75, then pass, else fail. So in the first half, since they have got more marks, we have levied the attendance to benchmark the attendance only till 70%, and in the second half the attendance benchmark is 75%. Okay, so hope you are clear with the rules. So first we will try to understand how to divide the students into 2 halves. That means you have to divide the data set into 2 partitions. So how do we do that? So there is a syntax, or there is a keyword called entile. So select from student, so star comma entile of 2 over order by score in descending order. Okay, so we all know the over clause. You can either use the partition. We have to use the partition by and order by. So if you do not have anything to partition, you can just remove the partition and then just use the order by. So order by clause is mandatory. Okay, so the entile of 2, what will do it will divide this entire data set into 2 halves. Okay, so now if you run this, let's see what you're getting. Okay, so if you see, the scores are now present in ascending order. So 99, 98, 92, 86, 85, 82, 71, 49 and 40. Okay, so the first 5 rows are categorized under first partition, and the next 4 rows are categorized under the second partition. Okay, so now if you say, if I do not want to have 2 halves, I want to have 4 halves, then how will do? You just simply change the argument from 2 to 4. So if you change the argument from 2 to 4, it will divide the 9 rows into 4 partitions. So the first partition will have 3. So if since there are even odd number of rows and you want to divide it by even number of partitions, so there will always be one extra row, right? So wherever you have the extra row, that entile function will make sure that extra row will be always added to the first partition. Okay, so entire of 4, it will give you the first 3 rows as 1, second the next 2 rows as 2, and the 2 rows 3 and 4. Okay, so now since there are 9 rows, right, and if we keep 3 entile of 3, if we want to partition the students, the data into 3 halves, so into 3 partitions, we just simply write entile of 3. So that means 9 divided by 3. So 3 rows you will get 1, 1, 1, 2 and 3 rank. So the top 3 marks will be under category 1, the next 3 under category 2, and the next 3 under category 3. Okay. So but since our question we have to divide the students only into 2 halves, so just simply use the entile of 2. Okay. And this is the output, and we'll just keep the column name as top underscore n. Okay. And let's simply keep this in a CTE with CTE as. Okay. And select from CTE. Okay, just if you write select star from CTE, we will simply get the all the additional with the additional column, and the name, score, and attendance will get the additional column. But we do not want this top n as a column. We want result as a column, whether the student is passed or failed. Okay. So how do we do that? So we have to use the case statement. So since we have to deal with multiple conditions for each row, we have to use the case statement. So case when top underscore n is equal to 1, and so student in first half and attendance greater than 70, and attendance is greater than 70. Okay, let's use equal to here. Then pass. Okay, and again we'll copy this and again write one more condition. If the student is in is in first half and attendance is less than 70, then the student is failed. Okay. And now again we have dealt the first this condition. We have written two statements with top n is equal to 1, and since we have to deal with attendance, so one condition is with greater than or equal to 70, and the next condition is less than 70. And now let's deal this third condition, student in second half and attendance greater than 75. Okay. So now student is in second half and attendance is greater than or equal to 75, then pass. Okay. And again if student is in second half and attendance is less than 75, then fail. We can keep this end as result. Let's rename this column as result because this is what we want. Okay. So if you run this, if you see here 82 and 66, you are getting null here. There is a reason. Okay, I think here we have to use 2. So yeah, if you keep this, yeah, you will get for each and every student you will get pass or fail. Okay. So now we do not want all the columns, we want only the name, score, attendance, and result. So just write only the required columns. So name, score, attendance, and result. So in this way we will get only the required columns. So if you see the data, even though the student scored 98 marks but his attendance is less than 70, so he is failed. You see this scenario in a lot of colleges. And also here if his student scored 86, which is a good score, but the attendance is less than 70, he has failed. And here even though the student scored 85, which is less than Bob's score, but attendance is 99, so he is passed. And here is 82 and 66 failed, and these two students are very bad. They scored very less marks and attendance also very low, so they are failed. So hope you all understood the question and also the solution. So hope you all liked it. And you can go to my playlist, you can go to this playlist in this channel, and there are a lot of playlists. So you can solve, if you want to solve easy questions, basic questions, or medium level questions, or hard level questions, or if you want to solve all the questions, there are more than 150 questions here. So make sure you practice them before you attend any interview. And also if you are interested to learn DAX and solve the problems in the DAX, on the top right corner you can see this playlist where you can practice on DAX. So hope you all like this video. If you like this, make sure you click on the like button and also click on subscribe button for more videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.